Own It with Skoop is a podcast for people inside and outside of Skoop to understand and pick their brain of how it is exactly they own their craft. And I'm here to introduce to you our not the first, but second guest, the head of our art department, and his name is RJ, and he goes by the trade name of RJ Wolfgang. Welcome, RJ.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me here.
So, I'd like to start with this question. How exactly did you land this job of being the head of the art department of Skoop? Ano yung journey mo dun?
Ang journey ko, well, it's a long story, no? But actually I started as a freelancer for Skoop. Then I was still studying at that time, so I took the opportunity at the same time to ask actually Skoop na pwede ba akong mag-intern sa kanila. So, I ask you personally, sir, di ba, na to help me kasi hindi kasi affiliate yung school ko before sa Skoop. So, we had to work with the papers, the documentations, ganun. So, Skoop really helped me with that one. So, doon ako nag-intern sa Skoop, no? So, first, nag-freelance ako sa Skoop, then I got to Skoop as an intern, then I think ilang months yun, for 3 months ata, 500 hours. So, yung render ko. And to my surprise naman, in-observe niyo ako, diba? As a graphic designer. And onwards, for about 2 years ata, graphic designer ako din. Naging art director ako. You promoted me as an art director. And at the same time, I'm still the in-house photographer na rin with Skoop, no? So basically, it's the timeline is like for in a span of 4 years, no? I started being a freelancer, intern, then grew, promoted to an art director, then
Yeah, what a journey.
Yeah, what a journey it is.
Talagang journey yun, RJ. Imagine, intern to now the head of the art department, and you are controlling a lot of people under you, and really that just shows that your personal growth inside and outside of Skoop is really shown talaga. Naalala ko, kinikwento mo sa akin, di ba pumunta kayo ng merchandiser natin para magbilang ng physical inventory sa
mga core member ko yun na nung intern pa ako na parang hindi lang though I entered as a graphic designer intern, no, but at the same time parang you wanted me to get to know more of the business side, so parang pina-experience mo sa akin yung merchandising naman.
Holistic,
yeah. So, pumunta kami sa mga before kasi we're doing consignment with the
brand,
brands, no? So parang I guess ang pinakamalayo na puntahan ko is yung sa Pampanga.
Oh.
There was one branch there, so parang my experience there was pumasok kami doon sa inventory nila.
Oh.
So parang we individually counted the inventory.
Grabe.
Yeah. So parang it's a good experience din for me. Kasi normally as a graphic designer sa bahay lang or like, sa office lang, parang it was a fresh experience for me to experience nga na other than the art department side, I get to experience paano nangyari sa merchandising, gano'n.
Yeah.
So, it really gave me an idea how a clothing or a retail store works. No? So, yeah.
Interesting. That's very interesting. And I'd like to hit the nail agad, bro. Ito yung gusto kong i-highlight kay RJ na talagang, for me up until today, I don't know how he's able to manage everything. RJ, can you say to anyone who's watching the community, what all of the things that you handle in Skoop, lahat.
Lahat?
Lahat. What are the
So, as I said before, no, like, ang freelance ko, my first freelance job with Skoop is photography na agad. No? Then, so that's one. Then, when I got to Skoop talaga as an employee, you know, my job is as a graphic designer. So that's second. Then, as the company, the brand scales up, no, more jobs or roles that I needed to take. For example, sa website. No? So I handled the web design for the Skoop, for 3 years up until now. Kasi I found when I got into Skoop, parang I kind of nitpick niya yung design website. No? So parang pinakialaman ko na siya. So that became my third role in Skoop. Handling the design of the website and the maintenance, the managing. So yeah, then fourth naman is the email. So we got big into the newsletter email marketing. So it's one of actually our techniques or ano mga ganun. So we really put focus then sa email marketing. So I handle the design. If you're subscribed or hindi ka pa subscribe, mag-subscribe ka na.
Please, mag-subscribe ka na ngayon. It will probably be in the link in the description. So, wow, RJ, photography, graphic design, website user interface, email marketing, and handling the content.
Yeah.
The contents.
Basically,
content management, meaning all of the photo shoots, right?
Yeah, like project management ng photo shoot. I normally handpick the models, talk to the stylist, ako yung nagsisend ng mga pegs. So basically parang, basically you can say na the whole process.
Yeah.
Then to top it off, being the art department head, so ako na rin nag-oversee, nag-oversee ng mga samples. Ako nag-approve. Then ako din, actually, majority ng designs ngayon, yung makikita nyo ngayon sa stores, came from me.
Yeah!
So, since na-mention ko I do graphic design, it's actually part of, that's actually my course in college. So, mainly, I'm more inclined with that particular skill. So parang majority ng work ko is product design actually, so if i-break down mo siya or ilalatag natin, from start to finish, from conceptualizing the design for the product, the execution, the turnover sa production, then once na matapos yung sample, then ako naman magsiset ng shoot for it, So basically, the whole production, majority of the production, oversee ko and ako yung nag-handle. So parang, it's a lot, I mean, on paper, pag sinulat mo siya, it's a lot, So, parang ako rin, nasusurprise ako na I'm still able to manage it.
Kaya nga eh.
Kasi it's a different, each department, ibang approach, ibang mindset, ibang knowledge, like gagamitin mo talaga utak mo per department. Parang feel ko always my brain nag-exercise sa mga ganun. Pero hindi naman siya, I would say na I learned. I guess I'll just take it na parang part ng personal growth ko. Then, since to be honest, Skoop is my first company, my first parang job talaga. So parang up until parang wala akong previous work, wala akong previous company. So parang ever since sa Skoop lang ako, so parang everything na parang na-experience ko dito is first time, share ko lang. And parang I'm grateful nga na parang as we progress nga, parang in sync yung parang personal growth ko with the company's growth. So Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the scale of my. Just to give you guys an idea, that's the scale of what I do in Skoop. No. Siguro may mga minor task pa. I guess. Pero ang hirap na siyang bigyan ko na lang kayo ng I'll just list it in a written form. Pero yeah. Ganun.
Yeah. So I really like what you said, RJ, yung growth, no, when in terms of your growth. And alam nyo guys, when you're as creative as RJ, you really want to dip your toes in as much creative aspects as you can. Kasi Skoop is also RJ's somewhat baby, you know, since it's his first job too. And syempre, hindi yan magpapalawas ng kahit anong pangit.
Yeah.
Di ba? Yeah. Pangit. I mean, I want to be safe about. I don't know how to be safe about that. Let's just be candid here, bro. With all of those things, by the way, I just want to say na I'm encouraging RJ to grow his team. And you know what? That's part of his growth as the head of the art department, where he gets people. And finally, recently, we got a graphic artist under him. And we do have a graphic designer, but I honestly believe, and I'm encouraging RJ to get another graphic designer, and it's part again of his personal growth, I believe, to let someone in that is qualified. Okay, let's talk about graphic design first, and then let's talk about the next question. What are you looking for when it comes to graphic design? The perfect person that if you're watching it and you're a graphic designer, please send us your CV. So, what are you looking for?
Well, first of all, aware siya dun sa design principles. No? Kasi like, may mga technical sides when it comes to designs. So, una kong tinitignan is how good they are sa execution nila. Art style nila. Then second, font choice. Ganon. Very nitpicky ako sa paggamit ng fonts. No? Normally, pag may nagsisend ng portfolio, it's yung font na ginamit nila sa portfolio. Doon ko na sila
ginajudge. Mo na agad.
Doon para sa portfolio nang hindi ko pa tinitignan yung work nyo. So, that's an advice din sa mga graphic designer out there. No? So, para if gagawin yung portfolio nyo, galingan nyo na agad sa layout. First impression nga last, no? Parang sa intro pa lang, no? Kasi like when we browse to the portfolios nga, parang especially me, like tinitignan ko na agad like paano yung construction, placement, di ba? So overall layout pa lang, it's a good criteria na, no? So ayun, no? Then I guess another thing that I look for is how clean, kasi I'm a fan of minimalist nga. No? So mas tinitignan ko how clean they can work their parang art. No? But of course, open naman ako sa iba't ibang design languages na meron yung mga kasi it's a broader spectrum, no? Like madaming art style na available ngayon, no? So ayun, overall parang the majority ng tinitignan ko talaga is yung final package din, di ba? If you look at it on a bird's eye perspective nga, parang dapat maganda siya tingnan.
Yun, doon tayo papunta. Maganda yung sinabi na kailangan maganda yung overall. And RJ, I want to transition and pivot. So, how would you find your aesthetic? That's my question.
Well, first, I'll go way back when I started photography. So my style in photography, actually, I started doing photography only for like
street photography. So basically, wala pang models yun eh. So I just go around in the metro, taking photos of the streets, ganun, the cityscapes, urbanscape. So I'm technically the right category for that is urban photography. Then later on, I decided to try. Some of my photographer friends encouraged me to try portrait photography. So that's when I asked some friends nga to be a model for me. So when that happened, I tried to incorporate what I learned or the style that I was doing before. The actual shoot in the streets, ganun. Mag-shoot around behind the building as the background, ganon. So I incorporated that with doing portraits, no? Kasi at that time, around what year was it? 2018, 2017. Ang uso kasi noon is more on parang K-drama style, yung mga shoots. So medyo makulay tapos parang sky lang yung background, ganon. And then yung parang color grading is pastel, ganun. So I decided to, since yun yung trending, no, I decided to try parang a different approach nga, which is yun nga, yung urban photography mixed with portrait. So then, of course, parang practice lang, no, since inahanap ko pa yung style. Normally, ganun naman eh, when you're a fresh artist or like a creative, no, like hindi mo naman agad masasabi na okay, ito na yung style ko, no. So parang ang main agenda as an artist is to really find your own niche, no. So sa photography naman, I tried to find, no. So one niche that I found, though hindi siya technically niche, pero niche siya at that time dito sa Philippines, no, is yung techwear. So since aligned yung techwear sa gusto kong vibe, look nung photos, no, so pero kasi the problem here is hindi uso yung techwear kasi alam mo naman, we only have 2 seasons, so it's either rainy or like mainit. So parang, well, normally kasi ang techwear is meant for like cold weather, ganun. No? Pero may mga pang summer na techwear, no? Pero parang the concept of techwear nga is for all parang conditions nga, no? Pero ang pinakasikat that time na techwear is yung very all black, ganun, parang military na yung dating, di ba? So I did that, no, that concept sa mga shoots ko. Then doon ako nakilala as someone, as RJ Wolfgang, who shoots techwear portraits. And then medyo dark kasi yung parang colors ng photos ko, ganon. So medyo, parang naging ganon yung branding ko around that time when I was starting, no.
What a journey. That's another journey in itself of how you created RJ Wolfgang and how you found your own creative aesthetic and style. I understand na syempre nagsisimula ka pa lang eh, di ba? Hinahanap mo. How many years ago was that?
2007, 5 years, 6 years?
5 years, 6 years.
So parang
ilang years mo bago nakuha yung style, yung aesthetic mo?
I think for the first year kasi na nagpo-photography ako, it's more on parang market review. I mean, parang sine-check ko if like ano yung mga trending sa community, ano yung mga ginagawa palagi ng photogs, ano yung style na benta, ganun. So parang with that, parang nire-review ko yung market ko, ano yung boom, like basta just to really since I'm trying to find my niche, no, parang ano yung hindi pa ginagawa pero maganda. So yun yung importante. Hindi pa ginagawa pero maganda siya. So I guess for that first year nga of photography, yun lang ginawa ko. Then second year may photography, dun na more on execution na. So I guess I can finally say na na-find ko yung niche ko is when brands started contacting me na
Wow.
gusto nilang magpa-shoot, ganon. So meaning, they see already a style.
Value of your style.
Value. Binavalue na nila yung parang how I do my craft at that moment. So parang, I guess that's one point in my career na I can finally say na okay, I can bank on this style na hindi lang siya parang for passion lang. Na
Yes.
parang my style of photography actually sells na. I can make money of it. So parang win-win na ako dun sa part na yun.
That's
So-
very inspiring. That's very inspiring to a lot of creatives, I'm pretty sure, to understand how you were able to build your style. Kasi I know a lot of creatives out there talaga that still don't know what they want. And it's nice na nakwento mo kung yung whole process from being or in the streets. I bet in Binondo.
Yeah.
In Binondo,
Palagi ako sa
diba?
Binondo. Kasi that's isa sa mga nearest place for me to like roam around eh.
Oo.
Kasi and normally naman mas more on crowded doon sa Binondo. So there's a lot of parang frames that you can take, ganun. Yeah.
So RJ, now we have defined your aesthetic. I want to understand, ano ba yung pangit para sa'yo?
Ano ba yung pangit sa akin?
Ano ba yung pangit para sa'yo generally in graphic design?
In graphic design?
Websites.
Actually, it's more on ano pa rin kasi yun eh, subjective pa rin, di ba?
Gusto ko lang pala mag-share before he answers na guys, our designs, matagal kami mag-release. Promise, hindi kami consistent mag-release, and that is one thing that we're working on, to be honest, community. But it's matagal kami mag-release kasi everything has to have meaning and purpose. And yung approval process namin, come on man, it takes a lot of samples to perfect and get that quality, and at the same time that design, that aesthetic, that silhouette down to the last stitch, matagal per design. And that's the reason why when we release collections, it's not as wide, because we value quality over quantity. And RJ, ano yung pangit para sa'yo?
Ano yung pangit para sa akin?
Bakit ang konti nang pumapasang design sa'yo?
Well, it's as I said kanina, no, parang dun pa lang sa when checking the portfolios of the artist na nagsasend sa Skoop, no. So major criteria for me is the overall look talaga when it comes lalo na sa typography, no?
Can you be technical about it? What are you,
Well, yun like on the surface, no, font choice, big part siya ng typography, placements sa layout, no. Then of course, maraming variables na kailangan mo i-factor in, no, especially how big, no, parang it should scale up. The design should have a balance, no. So this is one of struggles ko rin sa when it comes to designing, no, kasi whenever kunyari I see it in my screen, okay siya, then pag dumating na sa sampling phase, nakita ko na yung gawa ng supplier natin, diba? Tapos parang doon ko marirealize na parang it doesn't look good, diba? So parang back to the drawing board. Parang there's still a distinction between the actual merch na when you see it, diba? So parang it's really hard to get it sa una pa lang.
Yeah.
No? Kasi you have to really see it in person,
Yes.
in actual, nagmaterialize na.
Yes.
To really know like ano talaga yung you have to change or like you have to perfect. No? So parang that alone takes process.
Yes.
No? So yeah, parang there's stages nga to see how pangit a design can be. Ganon. So, hindi lang siya sa unang tingin, no, parang, lalo na sa merch natin, you have to wear, of course, sabi ko nga, madaming factors, no. If pangit yung fit, pangit yung construction, pangit yung placement, so it's a balloon of like criteria. So I won't go in too much the details.
All
Pero
right.
yun it takes time, no? Lalo na sa sampling phase, back and forth siya. Na parang miracle na lang siya na parang sa isang phase ng sampling final approved na.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's how
I just wanna say that this RJ notices the smallest things. Pag nag-meeting kami sa Zoom, nakikita niya yung background. Yung background mo, hindi naman yan ganyan before. Parang ako, na-notice pa niya yun? So parang, okay, till this person has the eye for things talaga. And thanks for saying how you factor in even our sampling phase, no?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the main reason why talaga that we take so long in terms of our production, because we really value everything, every single detail of every single product, even if it takes us 6 months. And you mentioned struggle kanina. RJ, if there's something that you're struggling with right now that you're willing to share.
Share ko lang yung sa design, no? Sa design department nga, no? So parang, though hindi naman siya like permanent struggle kasi it can be solved naman, no? So parang share ko lang din sa inyo. Parang as I said kanina nga, parang pag dumating na yung sample sa inyo, like totally iba siya, no? I mean, so pero for this naman, it's a matter of like dun sa colors natin, no? So I think for most of the creatives, no, aware naman kayo na if an artist ka, na parang you have to really invest in good monitors para color accurate, no? Lalo na sa mga photographers din and videographers, no? Colors matter, no? So dapat accurate yung monitor mo, no? So ever since I've been trying to like fix nga, no? Or like minimize yung parang discrepancy when it comes to color accuracy, no? Though we use Pantone naman colors, no? Dun sa process natin. So that removes majority of the errors nga, no? Pero some samples tend to like kahit like a bit saturated. For example, yung blue, masyado siyang blue than what I saw sa screen ko. So parang that's the smallest errors lang, no? Kasi pag ganun, parang, okay, that's another revision, that's another swatch. Parang papipili ulit ako ng color na nagmamatch talaga in real life. Mm-hmm. So that's another phase nga. So that's add more time, no? Kaya natatenga siya dun sa sampling phase, sa production, no? Mm-hmm. So that's one struggle. So, pero kaya siyang i-solve, no? Pero hindi lang siya instant, no? So, yung pag-use ng Pantone, ano na siya, industry standard naman na siya. So, that's one thing, no? Pero yun nga, what I'm trying to do now is to minimize nga yung discrepancy sa colors. Kasi gusto ko if ano yung nakita ko sa screen ko, yun rin yung lalabas, no? So, me and Kai, the production head, no, that's what we've been trying to like create a system for them, no? Kasi if nakikita mo nga na minsan na-frustrate ako na bakit yung black is hindi ganito ka black, no? So that's another thing, no, yung how black I want, kasi mahirap i-communicate yun sa suppliers din, no? Parang to really go far, we have to really give them a sample nung ganito, like ganitong black yung gusto namin, ganun. So yeah, that's one story of struggle sa design department naman. So pero I guess part naman talaga siya, part siya ng production talaga. So yeah, another thing I guess, no, is when it comes to the overall I guess yung mga unforeseen events nga, no? Let's say may typo, yung kahit maliit lang, mga ganun.
I remember na sa Nero Premium Collection which you designed, nagkaroon tayo ng typo dun sa isang patch.
Sa patch, maliit lang yun, isang letter lang yun.
Isang letter lang. So we had to redo everything, of course, syempre.
Parang the bulk was already here.
Done.
No? Parang we have to give it back to the supplier, change the patch. Lahat yun. No?
Kahit na pwede na siya, baka hindi naman manotice. No. We really held it. Kaya tumagal yung release. I see. So, see how intricate production and having a clothing line can be. It's really not for everyone. And what else are you struggling with that you want to share with the community? Aside, I mean, maybe it can be inside work, outside work, your freelance job, anything.
Well, at the moment, no, since na-share ko naman sa inyo, like I have multiple roles here in Skoop, no? So it's a matter of controlling my creativity or like creative juice ko. Actually, like the struggle here is not to burn out myself, no? So I think makaka-relate naman lahat ng creatives dito, no? Normally hindi natin alam when a burnout is gonna come, di ba? So ako naman, I'm trying to like really safeguard my mental health or what, just to avoid burning out kasi I've been there, no? Pag na-burnout ka talaga, like zero functionality, zero creativity. So yeah, that's another like outside Skoop or like in general as a human being, like I'm trying to not get myself burnout. I have my coping ways, you know? As much as possible, I don't want to put myself na napapagod ako too much, ganun. So yeah, it's a matter of balancing lang din talaga, no? Yun nga, I suggest nga na like it can parang it's another work to really put yourself to have a work-life balance, no? Like I don't really advise na maging workaholic, pero gets ko rin yung necessity minsan na pagiging workaholic. Actually yun din, no? Parang I try to have a routine na sobrang workaholic ko na even sa gabi nag-work ako. I guess that's one personal struggle din, no? Parang working on yourself, working on your work ethics, ganun, timeline sa work, ganun. Ayun din, parang maintaining myself na parang masaya pa rin ako sa trabaho ko. So ayun, that's all I can share when personally, no, na struggle ko.
I understand. Ako, RJ, sa totoo lang sa burnout, nanonotice ko kasi because we both have to wear different hats for different departments. As a growing brand, you always, point is that creativity can be, pwede siya maubos talaga pagka, kunwari, for example, if puro numbers lang yung inaasikaso ko for the day, lahat numbers. Numbers also take creativity away. So, paglipat ko sa marketing, nabablanko ako. Nabablanko ako, sabi ko, parang wala akong mabugang idea. Rather than if I start my day with marketing, baka pwedeng magkaroon tayo ng podcast. We ask help from this person to be our affiliate, to make content. Like, immediately, boom, ang ganda, dumadating sa yung creativity. And one thing that I am used to is actually going to the gym. Like you, taking care of mental health. That's how I take care of my mental health. So I go to the gym, I do my treadmill, and boom, pag nasa treadmill ako, that's the time that I'm very efficient in terms of marketing. That's the time that dun lumalabas lahat ng ideas ko. Because apparently, one time, did I tell you this story? I let people inside my brain. And I let people inside my brain, meaning I had to take a lot of different tests for 3 days.
I think na-mention mo yun yung kinetic learn.
Yeah, and I learned that I'm a highly optimistic person. That's one. I learned that I have semi ADHD, and third is I am able to learn kinetically better rather than sitting down.
Kaya nasabi mo na pag nasa gym ka,
Pag nasa
nandun
gym,
yung
nandun yung creativity. So it's more about self-growth. And see, RJ, I'm really happy that you are taking care of your mental health, taking care of your personal life, because that's how we are able to give our best with our work talaga. And okay, eto. It always boggled me in. Bakit RJ, when you design, okay, you approve a design, it's nice. Like for example, in January, you made a full collection. And then all of a sudden, we go back to it. For example, on March, bigla siyang pumapangit. Tapos gusto mo siya i-revise. Bakit ganun? Ano yun?
Well, I guess it's part of my self-auditing. Kasi I have this, it's actually how I maintain yung standards on how I see things in terms of design, no? So parang I don't want to like glorify what I did 3 months ago. Kasi pag ganun, like I'm telling myself na, okay, what I did 3 months ago, okay pa rin siya. Parang, I guess it's just me telling myself na, we should do better from your previous work. Ganun, no? So, but I tend to like, self-audit myself. I'm just looking sa old designs. Then, that's how you can tell na parang, if it's good or bad, no? Kasi if you can still recognize it as, well, you can still say na parang, okay, maganda siya, no? Pero if you can nitpick it, if you can nitpick your own work, no? Parang that's a sign na parang, okay, you're growing as a creative, no? Or like if you want something new, tapos nakita mo yung gawa mo na parang it doesn't really like reflect na yung standard mo currently. So parang it will motivate you to like do more na parang, I guess that's, ayun nga, you were asking me last time na parang ano yung if I have a motto or like I have a mantra, no? So parang for me, like I always tell myself na parang I really need to step up every time na I finish a design, no?
Hence, creativity is always a work in progress.
Yun, diba? yun yung motto ni Skoop, di ba? So, yeah.
Parang ambag mo yan eh. Yun yung galing rin sa'yo eh, di ba?
Yeah. Para it's actually it's part of the design process eh. The design process doesn't stop pagka-turnover mo ng asset or pagka-export mo. Kasi let's say lumabas na yung shirt, no? Lumabas na yung new jerseys namin, no? Like we're actually selling this na, no? Parang for me as an art director ni Skoop, no, like I cannot be comfortable agad, no, na okay, may natapos akong shirt, ganun, na I can't afford na maging comfortable. So parang I always need to like, hindi ko naman pinipressure sarili ko, no? So but I need to be always in the zone na parang what's gonna be the next design, no? And at the same time, it should sell, diba? So yun, the process never ends once na nasa shelf na siya, no? So continue lang siya. For me as a designer, like part nung process is getting to know ano yung, kasi yun nga, tinuruan mo rin ako how to business, di ba? We've had a lot of talks regarding, yun nga, you said yung numbers, nakaka-burnout, di ba? Pero it's a whole battle din eh, di ba? Pero me learning from you and how to integrate it naman sa design, yun eh, like how am I gonna design something na magbebenta talaga without being so biased. Kasi I have my own, let's say I have my own I have my own art style, like I have my own bias when it comes to designing, diba? So I have to also incorporate nga yung variable, let's say, or like things na that would make our merch sell talaga. So yeah, that's that's part of the design process nga.
Yeah, and part of the design process is actually listening to the community, listening to you guys. Every week, we have a town hall on Tuesday, 9 a.m. All the store managers, we listen to each and every single feedback that you guys tell us in our stores whenever you guys shop here. For example, Estancia Mall needs and wants jerseys that have a collar. Hence, here you go. There you go. That's the result.
Saka may just to add, no, since narinig ko to it's been reported to us multiple times na so mapakita ko yung kasi like
Sige.
we are nakadalawang tote bags na kami, reversible tote bags, no. So you are all aware naman, no, na wala siyang zipper. So a lot of customers or the community, no, like nagre-request sila na may zipper naman sana yung tote bags natin.
Yeah.
So we have right pakita na namin.
Product pero
so,
seryoso, we do listen.
We do listen, no. So we have ito na, may zipper na yung tote bag.
Zipper na. Yan. Pwede na pang commute.
So ito, first look, no? Na final na to, na-approve ko na to. So yeah, we do listen. And just to make it more functional nga, hindi na siya reversible. So we added more compartments sa loob. So
yes.
Ayun. So that's part of the design process nga na sinasabi ni Sir na listening to the community.
So RJ, what can the community look forward to from the art department as we wrap up this second podcast of ours?
Well, madami actually, no, since patikim pa lang actually yung race jacket, no. I know a lot of you gusto yon, no. Then I know a lot
I'm wearing it right
actually,
now.
ito yun, no. Though narinig ko rin a lot of people really wanted the wabi-sabi jackets, no. So expect next year we'll have more jackets, more silhouettes na bago, no. And at the same time, more refined designs, no? Since na-mention mo, we already have an in-house artist. So, madami tayong graphic tees na parating, no? So, for now, we're just warming up, no? Expect later this year, madami pa yan. Yeah, then ito lang din yung sasabi ko, habang tumataga si Skoop, no? So yeah, a lot of good things, good designs, no? Since we're having a lot of branches upcoming, di ba? So yeah, expect more. Expect that the work is going to be still in progress, but you'll see progress talaga.
Yes. Thank you so much for being the second guest of our Own It with Skoop podcast. Really, this podcast is not about me. It's really about the people who are working behind the scenes for Skoop, a lifestyle brand born Filipino, raised Japanese. And if you guys want to follow RJ and see his goods, just follow him. RJ to his handle RJ Wolfgang at RJ Wolfgang, and my handle at MickVU. If you want to follow me, and that's a wrap. Own It with Skoop. Thank you, community.